Presented by Listen Headlines. Latest financial news from trusted sources. Updating daily noontime New York City.
Finance and Economics. February 25, 1900 America, New York. A battle to modernize Italy's corporate governance is entering its final stage. A bank fights billionaires over the fate of the country's largest insurance firms. Finance and Economics.
February 25, 1900 America, New York. America's tariff wall on Chinese imports looks increasingly like Swiss cheese. As avoidance booms, so does the trade deficit.
Finance and Economics.
February 25, 1900 America, New York. Despite bulging debt everywhere, the IMF is struggling to be helpful. The world's lender of last resort is hampered by geopolitical tensions.
Finance and Economics.
February 25, 1900 America, New York. Gold demand has surged in India. Despite the government's efforts, Indians are rushing to stash metal under the mattress.
Finance and Economics.
February 25, 1900 America, New York. The many virtues of the yen, the rich world's cheapest currency. Japan has low inflation, cheap stocks and a strong international balance sheet.
Finance and Economics. February 25, 1900 America, New York. With its President Maverick policies, Turkey cannot hope to bring down prices. Stabilizing the lira will not be enough to stave off inflation.
Wall Street Journal Markets.
February 25, 1121 America, New York. SEC proposes rules for more disclosure from short sellers. Under the proposal, traders betting big against stocks would be required to report monthly those positions and related activity to the Securities and Exchange Commission.
Wall Street Journal Markets.
February 25, 1103 America, New York. Morgan Stanley's China plans hit by block trading probe. Morgan Stanley's plans to expand control of its brokerage and fund management businesses in China are encountering reverberations from a U.S. investigation into block trading.
Finance and Economics.
February 25, 11 o'clock America, New York. The economic consequences of the war in Ukraine. Expect higher inflation, lower growth and some disruption to financial markets.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business.
February 25, 1054 America, New York. Judge backs J&J's talc bankruptcy, keeping cancer lawsuits frozen. A bankruptcy judge allowed AJ and Amp.J's subsidiary to stay in Chapter 11, signing off on an emerging legal strategy for profitable companies to resolve mass litigation.
Global economy.
February 25, 1037 America, New York. Rates rise on UK mortgages as lenders look to inflation fallout. Borrowers act fast to lock in attractive deals as further rate rises are expected.
Daily FX Market News.
February 25, 1004 America, New York. USD, ZAR forecast. US dollar goes to war with resilient rand. The safe haven dollar has recently benefited from the escalation in the Russia-Ukraine conflict, but commodity-rich South Africa supports the ZAR.
New York Times Business.
February 25, 10 o'clock America, New York. Pandemic savings boom may be ending, and many feel short of cash. Americans saved 6.4% of their after-tax income in January, lower than the prevailing rate before the coronavirus hit. Some estimates say Americans in the aggregate have roughly $2.7 trillion in excess savings, but inflation and other factors could be affecting how they view their finances.
Wall Street Journal Markets.
February 25, 9:49 America, New York. U.S. sanctions against VTB and Sberbank aim to disrupt Russia's economy. The sanctions on Russia's two largest banks are the toughest measures yet against the country's financial system, but leave room for businesses to maneuver, especially in the critical energy sector.
BBC News Business.
February 25, 9:48 America, New York. John Lewis to end, never knowingly undersold, price pledge. The retailer says it will abandon the promise in the summer and instead spend £500 million to keep prices down.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business.
February 25, 9:33 America, New York. Key inflation measure reaches fastest pace since 1983. As strong consumer demand and pandemic-related supply constraints pushed prices higher, the Federal Reserve's preferred measure of inflation hit a new 38-year high in January.
New York Times Business.
February 25, 9:28 America, New York. An Iranian director's rule, always focus on ordinary people. Asghar Farhadi, who has won 2 Oscars, says stories about the rich and famous are not part of my emotional bank. Asghar Farhadi, the Iranian filmmaker, in West Hollywood, Caliph, in January.
New York Times Business.
February 25, 9:13 America, New York, a key inflation gauge is still rising, and war could make it worse. The Federal Reserve's preferred measure is at a 4-decade high. Rising gas prices tied to Russia's invasion of Ukraine could push it up further.
New York Times Business.
February 25, 9:12 America, New York. Companies finalize $26 billion deal with states and cities to end opioid lawsuits. The first checks could be cut in April. The money, from the nation's 3 major pharmaceutical distributors and Johnson & Johnson, will be used for addiction treatment and prevention. A protester gathered containers that look like OxyContin bottles at an anti-opioid demonstration in 2019 in front of the U.S.
Wall Street Journal Markets.
February 25, 9:07 America, New York. Russia's Ukraine invasion chokes food exports from global breadbasket. Ports went quiet and traders halted operations in Ukraine, one of the world's largest grain suppliers, risking disruptions for buyers in China, the Middle East and elsewhere.
Daily FX Market News.
February 25, 9:05 America, New York. U.S. dollar price action setups. EUR, USD, GBP, USD, AUD, USD, USD, CAD. It's been a wild week in the USD and the currency put in a strong breakout from a symmetrical triangle formation. But that break soon found resistance before bears began to pounce.
New York Times Business.
February 25, 9:02 America, New York. Disney takes visitors to a galaxy far, far away. Star Wars. Galactic Starcruiser, opening at Walt Disney World, is part luxury hotel, part theme park ride, part role-playing game. But it will cost you. 2 nights aboard the Galactic Starcruiser runs $6,000 for a family of 4.
New York Times Business.
February 25, 9 o'clock America, New York. Free options for filing your taxes. Many of the no-cost online services have age or income limits. But some are available to anyone.
New York Times Business.
February 25, 8:18 America, New York. Sanctions on Russia over Ukraine have some big holes. The ripple effects of Russia's invasion of Ukraine are coming into focus. The fighting has now reached Kyiv,